Welcome to my channel, Ground Level. I think this is the first time I've actually spoken or used my voice, my actual voice, on this channel. But I thought I'd come on quickly. And for authenticity, I'm screen recording this video right now from this Google screen, which you can see. Now the reason I'm doing this is, well, for two reasons. I told myself when I got to 100 subscribers, I would do this video. But it actually worked out really well. Not only have I reached 100 subscribers, which I'm really amazed about and thankful for, but because of what this video actually represents and the context of it, the comments I've been getting recently have really opened up the door to do this video. So this is for authenticity. This is my phone screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on Chrome. And then we're going to click on it's not a tab, it's this shortcut, which is my frequently used. I have, however, blurred and blanked out the names of the websites and the apps and things I use, simply because this is not a promotional video for those products. It is not a video to promote them, and even though they're great and I use them and I pay to subscribe to them, I won't be promoting them because that's not what I'm here for, that's not what I'm doing. So I'm not going to promote the platforms I use, so I blank stuff out, but what you will see is my account here. This is my account for this particular app that I use, this workspace, as you can see. Now, what I'm going to do when it loads is I am going to show you my collection, as if it were, of songs that you already know, that you've already seen, that you've already listened to and maybe have liked and sing along to. You'll see this again once it's loaded on this app. As you can see, first off, we've got the most previous ones that I've done. That's why, which is here. I've adjusted it a little bit, I've played around with it a bit. As you can see, we've got a couple that I've done some speed adjustments to try and get what I was trying to go for. But as you go down through this, you've got Shutdown, Accept Me, Headphones, another version of Shutdown, which I don't think that one was released. It's Not You, It's Me, Where Are You Now? I mean, I could go on. They're all there. These are my songs and we've got pages of them. You know, we can go over to the second page, though, again, it will take time to load. But this is, again, the songs that I've written and shared with you. There they are. I mean, there's a couple there that were just personal or for other reasons, but essentially, or one was, which was Wayward, which is a different one. But they are all my different songs. Okay? Now, what I'd then like to show you is this. Let's just go back. So you can now see, like, this is the platform. This isn't YouTube. This is the platform. This is the AI that I use. This is the AI that is something that, you know, has produced and made all my songs for me that I've written. Now, if I was to click on this button here, it comes up with all these lovely little options, but I can use the styles and lyrics again, and it will come up. Now, as you can see, straight away, at the top, on the right-hand side, or left-hand side, sorry, is a tab that says Custom. As you can see, it says Custom, which means I'm customizing this song, which means I've written this song. I can't fake this. If I turn that tab off, it turns into a song description that I have to write where AI will create the lyrics for me. I'm not going to do that now because I've never done it and I refuse to do it, and I will not allow AI to make songs for me or write lyrics for me. This here is put in a song description. Now if I click that custom button again, which it was on, you can see it says lyrics. And then there's the lyrics that I've written. There they all are. Written out, customed. Nothing is AI there. Nothing. Because for AI to write those lyrics, I have to take that custom off. And then I put in a song description of what I want the AI to make and how I want it to be. That's not what I want. I want to customize it. So there's my lyrics. And obviously I can type on this. There's the keyboard and type away, add and take away. On this list, at the bottom of here, we can put in the style of music. Now, as I've said before previously, in lyrical context, I favour alternative rock and indie. Country is another one that I really do enjoy playing with, but alternative indie rock is what I'm doing. These are the prompts. That's the prompt. That is it. I'm not putting any detail in. I'm not saying this is what I want you to do, Mr. AI. I want you to produce this song. I want you to make this song for me. This is exactly the music I want. This is who I want you to copy. This is who I want you to, you know, use for inspiration. There's none of that. It just says alternative indie rock. That is it. And then male singer or male vocals, or, you know, male because I'm specifically singing it from a male's perspective or because I want it to be relatable to me. Some songs I write in female because they're from a female's perspective or for a female in my life. And then I put in the title, That's Why, which is there. All of this has been written in by me. Now I could hit create, and what it would do is it would create another version of That's Why. Another version, because there's so many versions. And I'm going to show you just how many versions there are, just so you can kind of see what it is that I go through in order to produce this music. So we're back on the library page here, and if I click on the recycling bin, or the trash as it is called, you can see here how many times I produced That's Why. How many times I listened to That's Why. That's page 1. If I go over to page 2, I'm not going to spend too much time doing this, but that's what this, and then we're on to Shutdown. And this is how many versions of Shutdown, you know, that I've created. Shutdown, 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 and then we're on to Accept Me. Accept Me, Accept Me, Accept Me, Shutdown, 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 Accept Me, Accept Me. I'm working on these songs. Then Headphones comes into it. These are all versions that I didn't like. These are all versions that didn't work for me. These are all versions that weren't great. The instrumentals change, the pitch, or the speed it's sung, the style isn't exactly as I envisioned it. So I redo it, or I find a typo, or I find something that doesn't necessarily make sense. So I change it, regenerate it. As you can see, here we have Headphones. There's loads of these versions. Now we're on to It's Not You, It's Me, and there's loads of them. And I could keep going, you know, and some songs, as I've explained in lyrical context, they can generate so many. The ones with a little pink ball next to it, or a little pink orb, or a pink bullet point, they're ones that are new, that haven't been listened to. And the reason they're in the trash is because I've found a typo. So I won't just generate one at a time, I'll hit generate maybe 3 or 4 times so I can listen to a variety of them all at once. I listen to all 4 of them one after the other, rather than generate, listen, it's rubbish, generate, listen, it's rubbish, generate, you see my point. So what I do is I'll generate 3 or 4. Now if one of those has a typo, it means all of the ones I've just generated will also have that typo. So then I've got to delete them and start again. And that's why some of them are listened to, but they're in the trash. But this is again, the recycling bin. This is the recycling bin of all the songs that I've had to listen to, because the ones without pink orbs, see, I can't lie about it. I can't create some false illusion. It's quite self-explanatory. If I've listened to it, it doesn't have a pink orb next to it. It doesn't have a pink bullet point, which means these are all the ones that I have had to listen to. And this goes on and on and on, all the way up until my first ever song, apart from the ones that I might get first time. But, I mean, it can go on and on. Like, kick it in here. I mean, this goes on for pages and pages. And then we were going through on to other ones, you know, Worth It, for example, is there. And it can go on and on and on, all these different versions, sometimes too many. Sometimes, as I've said before, in lyrical context, there are songs that just don't make it. So you may even see a title or two that you've never listened to and think, oh, what's that? And it's because I haven't released it, or it wasn't good, or I never finished it, or it hasn't been finished. I am working on other ones. But I play around with it, and I fiddle around with it, and I create this. Now, what's interesting, actually, I'm glad I've seen this, is if I come down here, where it says here, credits refunded, the reason it says that is because it made a poor generation. So it tried to generate, it got 3 seconds in, and it couldn't generate. It couldn't even generate the title, it couldn't write out never leave, it just write N. So the clever thing that this is, has gone, oh, we'll give the credits back and refund them. Now, the reason that it's refunded and there's credits involved is because I actually pay for this. I actually have a subscription to this. I actually pay to use it. And the more I pay, the more credits I get. And the more credits I have, the more times that I can create a song. So as you can see, with all the songs that I've actually uploaded and written, and all the ones that I've got in the trash, because as I've said, it goes on and on and on, that's costing me every single time to generate the AI. Now, if I was to start a new song and hit this one here, this is the song that I opened up earlier, I can clear that. Now, here we are. If I take that custom off, that's all I can work with. That is it. Now, that's AI doing everything. I put that custom back on, I can enter my own lyrics here, and I can enter the style here, and the title here, and create. Now, I'm not going to do that now, because I don't want to make this video too long, but it's really quite, not upsetting, that's the wrong word, but it's quite disheartening that sometimes there are those that will say, you know, you didn't write these songs, or you did not create these lyrics. Now, I can go through every single one of these songs. Let's just pick one at random. Where are we at? Let's go far back, because I can't, again, be false about this, because if I go far back, these are ones that I wrote some time ago. So there's no way that I could have adjusted these or messed around with them, because they'd be on page 1. So I've not done anything to mess around or play with this. In fact, these are so old, they're still on version 4. It's updated since then to version 4.5. So we can go on to this. We can click on that there. Custom at the top. I promise you, guarantee it, on pain of death and being sued, every single song that is in that library, every single song that is in here, every single one, we'll pick another one, let's go a couple more pages, they will all come up with that custom. Every single one. I'll guarantee it. If by any chance, or being caught for deluding people or any disillusion, if that were to happen at all, then I will delete my channel right now and you'll never hear from me again. But if I go over to page 5, let that load up. It's going to take its time. Page 4, I'll go over to page 5, please. We're all the way over now to Act 1, Act 2, intermission and songs like this. We're all the way over to there now. Right, we're on Act 5, page 5, sorry. So let's go right down here. You may recognise some of these. Lyrical gratitude there. Well, actually, if that's lyrical gratitude, it means lyrical context isn't far away. So I'm pretty sure that just went from 5 to 6, back down to 5. 6. Where are we? There's a lot here. I'm just trying to show that even though the AI is used for the instrumentals and the vocals, that the lyrics that I'm using here are mine. They're all my lyrics. There's no cheating here. There's no AI influence on the lyrics. It's all mine, as I've said in lyrical context before. Everything is mine. My experiences, my feelings, they're my lyrics. They are my memories. They are things that I go through. They are things that I experience and deal with. The death of my mum, missing my children, the ups and downs of relationships and heartache and things like this. There's Dragonology. That was almost like a commission one, if you like, without the commission. I wrote this for a subscriber's daughter who asked for a song about how to train your dragon. Use styles again, boom, there's the custom. Because if I didn't have the custom, I can't put in lyrics. It just won't allow me. And if I have custom on, I can't use AI to create those lyrics. I have to put my own in. Custom, because again, it was me that wrote it. I mean, some of them, again, like I said, there might be some that you may not recognise because they just never made it. Because as I've said, in lyrical context, there are songs that some songs never make it. And I think lyrical context is hopefully over the I think I've proved my point. I'm just doing this because I want to get to lyrical context because I've mentioned it many times, because lyrical context is a great song to give that context about the lyrics. It's a great way of me saying how it is, how I feel, a part of the process. But I said to myself, if I got to 100 subscribers, I would share a video like this to show people how it's kind of done, or how I use AI, if you like, to create. There's the cupboard under the stairs. That's the Harry Potter one. How I use to create this. A couple of occasions I've been told that, you know, I'm stealing music, or I didn't write the lyrics, or, you know, it's not, you know, what I'm saying it is, or what I've implied it is in my descriptions or in my lyrics. So, I mean, again, I can't find. I think I might have lost lyrical context. I'm not sure. I suppose I could search it, couldn't I? I mean, that's one way to do it. But I don't know if that searches my songs or all the songs on this app. There we are. Lyrical context. There it is. If we go down here, we could remaster it into version 4.5 actually and re-upload it as a bit of a statement, couldn't we? That could be quite fun. But if I again use styles and lyrics, oh, look at that, it's on custom. I may actually remaster that, to be honest, because it was version 4 and version 4.5 is obviously arguably better. If I go back to the library now, however, I will, I'll just finish this off by saying, like, even the AI is limited to what it can do. The AI can't recognise actual song names. I could write in any song, any ballad, any poetry from an actual artist, and it won't recognise that. If I put in artist or band, it won't know who that is. There we are, back onto my song list. Now, with this, again, with the AI, it's not capable of everything, but it does create the thumbnail. The thumbnail that is created here is one made by the AI, and it's why I use it, as I've explained before, in lyrical context, which I'm going to put a link to lyrical context in the description, actually, so you can click on it and listen to it if you haven't already, though I am very much thinking I might remaster it. However, as I've said, I keep the thumbnail for the sake of copyright. I mean, it's been created by me, the song, I mean, and that is a picture that's been generated to show what that song's about, or make, you know, some sort of vague description, and it creates this picture. I have used it in order to not have to go through, say, Google Images or find Google's images and stuff like this. Oh, I put in lyrical context and more have come up. Why have we got more here? That does say part 2, so oh, okay. Interesting. Before, in earlier versions, songs could only be a certain amount of time, so you had to create one song and then you had to extend it to create the second part of the song, which would then be part 2, and then in an editor you'd have to put them back together. This, however, has now decided that it's not going to play anymore. I think it's done. But I was going to remaster the lyrical context, but that's just thrown me off a little bit, actually, if I'm being honest. I'm not entirely sure why it took me there, but I will figure that out on my own, I suppose. I will be, however, as I say, sharing this video to show you the kind of process. This is the... Oh dear. Where is all my music gone? Please bring it back. Yeah, there we are. So this is like a video to show you the kind of process of it, and the sort of way it's done. As you can see, and I've tried to show you kind of thing. Hang on. Lyrical context there. I'm going to have to look at this because I'm not... Yeah, we've got a part 2, so it's... Oh, it really doesn't like that. Okay, we're going to stop that now. We'll leave that there. I use other editors to actually make it into a video. The thing is as well as the thumbnail, it also produces the lyric video. So when I generate a video on the song itself, the video comes automatically. I don't have a choice. It comes automatically with the lyrics already on there. It already has the lyrics as the video. I can't change that. I can't make it a music video. I can't make it an animation. I can't make it anything. It is just how it is. Down here, it says here, generate video. If I click generate video, it will generate that video as a lyric video. There's no alternative there. I hope you've seen the obvious versions and the generations. I hope you've obviously seen, like, that is a lot of versions. It's a lot of things that, or a lot of songs that I have to listen to again and again and again and again to get the one I want or the one that I prefer. And I hope this opens up a little bit more of an understanding of the process that goes through it and clears up the whole how it's done. AI creates the instrumentals. AI creates the vocals. I write the lyrics. I write those. That's how it's done. Now, the thing with the AI as well is I don't know where it gets its music from. I don't know where the voices come from. I don't know where they are generated from. All I know is that I can't play an instrument. I don't have the time or the patience to sit down and learn an instrument, let alone several instruments to make a song. You know, I don't want to go and learn the guitar. I don't want to have to play the drums. I don't want to have to get a fiddle. I don't want to have a whole range of different instruments, or hire people and get people to play instruments in order to write my music. Some are country songs and they use guitars or fiddles, and others are kind of more dark and alternative and they use violins and pianos. I mean, I'm not going to learn all those instruments. That's the beauty of this. And I can't sing. I do sing, but I can't sing well. And I'm not about to butcher a song that I have written publicly to strangers and be open to the ridicule and the message being lost because of my horrible singing or untalented instrument playing. The AI, it lets me create my lyrics into a song that people can listen to, they can relate to, they can sort of, I don't know what you want to say, you know, they just associate something with it and they like it, and people tell me they like them, and people obviously listen to them. Some of the songs have got, you know, hundreds of views, and people are playing them, and people have commented and stuff, and I love that. I'm so grateful for that. And if I was to sing it or play the instrument, I just don't think it would be that great. I just don't think it would. And I know it's so easy to say how we can fabricate this stuff out of AI and we're losing our touch with humanity because of it. But from my perspective, and every single person listening, it's not like that, I don't think. Because without this AI, the message or the song would not be being put out there. And from what I understand, especially from my own perspective, these songs mean something to some people. When I sing my songs driving down the road, or, you know, in the evening when I'm sitting by myself chilling out, when I listen to my songs, I get to enjoy them. If it was me singing, I'd hate that. But I get to enjoy them. I get to hear that message and remind myself where I've been, where I've come from, what I'm capable of, who I am, and all manner of different songs depending on the topic. I can remember my mum and honour my mum. I can sing about my children. I can pass messages through. And when people listen to my music, and it makes them feel something, and it gives them strength, and it gives them motivation, and it gives them courage, and it gives them this sense of, you know, ability to get on with it and stand up and keep on keeping on. It allows them to open their heart and cry or feel and be emotional. That is humanity. That is humanity. Emotion, feeling, expression. They're my lyrics. I write them. I'm expressing myself as a human. They're being listened to by humans, and these humans are resonating with those lyrics. The music just emphasizes the message. The music just passes it on from one person to another. That is humanity. That's what music is all about, and that is what art is. It's not up to somebody to tell other people what is and isn't beautiful, or what is or isn't, you know, a piece of art. I'm not saying AI should be used to replace musicians or singers or artists in any shape or form. I'm just grateful that for me, as a songwriter who writes songs, I have something readily available at my fingertips that I can create music with that makes me feel better about myself. It makes me feel better about my life. It makes me feel better about my day. It makes me feel better about situations. It makes me feel better. And I'm never going to take that away from myself, no matter who comes along and says whatever. And because I know other people feel the same or similar, I'm not going to take it away from them either. I get it. Some people don't like AI. Some people are very against it. But all of these songs I've created, all of these songs that I've written, they're all my lyrics. But I'm human. I am a human person, and I live a life every single day. And I have my children, and I have my friends, and I have my dogs, and I have my van, which most of you know is Jenny. I've also got a car. I've also got all of these busy things going on all the time. You know, I've got all these different sort of aspects of my life that consume so much time and take so much all the time. Take. When I write music, it's almost like something's giving something back to me, and it's giving me this gift, which I then share. You don't have to appreciate it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to listen to it. Wasting time writing comments that are slanderous or lies or based on assumption or opinion aren't helping anybody. When or if anyone ever comes to claim that I've stolen their music or their voice, or, you know, I've undermined someone or conned someone or stolen whatever it is that you think I've, or what people may think that I've done, when it comes out in the wash, so to speak, or it's all laid on the table, it's going to be all of this against nothing. Because there isn't anybody that can come along and say that they wrote these songs. There isn't anybody that can come along and say that that's them. They can't claim something that isn't theirs. I can claim this as mine because I've written all these lyrics. I've written all these lyrics. All of them. And they're all saved on my hard drive. They're all saved on my phone. They're all saved on my account. All of them assigned. You know, are basically all assigned to me. There is so many, as most of you well know. And I'll keep doing this because I like to write music. I love writing music. In fact, the only songs, and I will admit this, because I've just seen one of the songs as I've just gone through here. There is a selection of songs. I think there's only 4 of them, 4 songs, and those 4 songs were created by AI completely. But that, or maybe not even completely, in parts, lyrically, I believe, because they were written for me. I just then used my AI to turn them into a song, and they're not my songs. But these are all my songs, and this library of songs goes on and on and on, as I say, to the first ever song I've ever written. And again, this is just me, not just proving a point, I guess, but sharing this with my fans, my subscribers, those who enjoy my music, those that just have a curiosity. But I mean, these are going right back now. I mean, right back. These are like some of the first ones I kind of wrote. I mean, like I say, there are some that you may see that you may not have ever seen before. Some of these will say published on them because some of them are live on this app for other people to listen to within this app itself. And I've only done that a couple of times. So this early on in version 3.5, I was still experimenting with this AI. So, you know, that's kind of why I published some back then, but I don't publish them anymore because realistically it didn't do anything. YouTube is far better for songs and basically, you know, getting them out there to people. As you can see, these are some of the first songs I ever wrote. It's a Long Road, The Gal Your Mama Warned You About, Never Underestimate a Woman Who's Been Scorned, You'll Always Be My Mum, Is This the End, Wishing on Stars, These are the first songs I've written. Now, the reason these were my first songs is because I'd already written these in notepads, and I basically created them very, very, very quickly, so there's no thought put into them because I'd already written them down. A lot of my newer stuff I haven't written down. I've made it there and then on the spot. So as I end this video, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to not just subscribe, like, and comment on the videos, but taking the time to watch this one and kind of, you know, get to know me a little bit better, shall we say. But I also feel like this doesn't necessarily show off my own skill or talent, if you like, if that's what you want to call it. So I think I'm going to do another video where I record it, very much like this. And we'll click on the create here, and I'll pick a topic. In fact, in the comments below, leave a topic, leave a subject, leave something that you would like to see a song written about. And I'll come on here and I'll write that song through the video so you can see me writing it. We can see how long it takes me, and I'll show you the generation process, and we can do all that in the next video. I do want to engage with those subscribers more. So I'm sorry for the lack of responses in some of the comments, and I'm very sorry, you know, I don't get back to all of you. However, this is a way of me doing that. It's a way of me getting it, sort of answering questions or getting information out there that people can, I don't know, educate themselves with. I don't want to say I'm condescending, like, educate yourself here, this is the facts. But that's kind of what this is. It's an educational video to kind of show people the facts. So thank you for watching, and yeah. A huge, massive amount of gratitude for everybody that has hit that subscribe and is enjoying the music. So thank you to every single one of you, which of course I've already expressed in lyrical gratitude. So you can check that one out as well if you wish. But until next time, much love and appreciation.